Hey everyone, welcome back to Strength, Strategy, and Mindset. I'm Dr. Dwain Woode, and this is day number 6. And today we're stepping into a new kind of strength, not by adding more, but by combining what we've already learned. This episode is called Strength in Combination because strength doesn't mean continuing to add, but we get strength from reps, from rhythm. We've talked about rhythm, alignment, and structure. Rhythm, alignment, and structure. It comes from rhythm. And when you can combine different things that you've learned, different benefits will show up. And they can compound what you've already learned and set you up for the best possibility of success. You create something even more powerful when you do that. As we've always talked about, we always start with a warm-up. And so let's go ahead and let's get to it right now. And so you have been with us, if you've been with us the last 5 days, now 6 days, you know our warm-up routine. There are 4 different warm-up exercises that we do. We're gonna jump right into this because this helps to get our body moving, get our heart rate up, gets us moving in the right direction, gets our mindset, and sets us up for success without causing injury. Remember, you don't ever want to negate the warm-up process because this is so important in what we're doing. So the first thing we're gonna do is our arm twirls. Arm twirls, basically with our arms out to the side. And for each of these, we are activating our core. Remember, the core is this, you think about your belly button with a little string behind it that's being pulled in. It's almost like when you're getting ready to take a picture and you think your stomach is poking out, right? And they say, everybody smile and say cheese, and you tug that stomach in just a little bit. That is your core. So let's go ahead and do that right now. We're gonna tighten it up. When we do that, it helps to activate or actuate all of the muscles, several of the muscles in the abdomen, gets our hips ready, and keeps us centered, and we get to improve the strength in that area as well. So we're gonna activate our core, we're gonna put our arms out, and we're gonna do 10 forward and 10 backwards. So let's go ahead and get started. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so get those juices flowing, get the heart rate up a little bit, get those muscles active. And so next we're gonna head to our high knee march. And so the high knee march really is just kind of lifting the knee as high as you can. In my case, I tend to do this because I want to lift my knee to try to touch my elbow. Remember, this is one of those modifiable exercises, which means that as we do this, you can hold on to a wall, right, if you need to, right? Just make sure you're getting those knees as high as possible. Our core is still activated. You can hold on to a chair if you need to, all right? So any of these are possible. If you have a chair nearby, that's fine. And for this, we want to put our knees as high as possible. So you may not be able to lift as high as I'm doing, but that's fine. If you are unable to stand and you are in a chair, you can also do this by just lifting the knee as high as you can in that space. We're gonna do this for about 1 minute. We got about 15 seconds to go. Remember, as high as you can, back to our regular, right? So as high as possible, We got about 5 seconds to go. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, all right. So that one we're gonna have to take a rest there in a minute. We usually take about a 15 to 20 second rest between those, particularly when we do something like that. The next thing we're gonna do our cross body leg swing. Gonna kind of just relax for a minute, right, from that high knee march, because that is one that really gets the heart going, gets our blood flowing, and loosens up a lot of the muscles as we are getting ready to get into what we're going to do for this episode. So next thing is our cross body leg swing. Remember, this one is we're standing feet shoulder width or a little wider apart. And we are swinging our leg over the opposite part of our body. We're keeping that there and then coming back to the other side without putting down. That's 1. Here's 2. Here's 3. Here's 4. And we're holding it there. Remember, this is also one of those modifiable ones. You can hold on to the wall. 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Okay? And switching to the other side, same thing. Leg over to the opposite side, and 1. And what I'm doing is when I'm going there, I'm allowing the muscles to do the movement. I'm not just swinging it with momentum. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 110. Okay? All right. And then the next one we're going to do, back to the upper body, is our forward stretch, or forward reach, if you will. You can also call it an isometric stretch. And basically, arms are out. We're going to reach in front of us as far as we can. Touch the fingertips, and we're going to hold it there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. We're going to come back. Reach out as far as we can. 1, 2, 3. Come back. Let me turn to the side so you can see. As far as I can. 1, 2, 3. And out. I'm going to do it 2 more. 1, 2, 3. And then come out. And then 1 more. 1, 2, 3. Now remember, one of the primary concepts that we want to learn is controlled tension. Controlled tension. So as I'm doing all of these, right, I'm activating my core. And when I do these reaches, I'm reaching as far as I can. And once I get there during that 3-second count, what I'm doing is I'm tensing, I'm flexing my, as much as I can, my chest, my biceps, my triceps, my pecs. Because what I want to do is I want that movement to give me as much benefit as possible, okay, as I'm doing that. All right, so now that we've warmed up, let's go ahead and let's talk about our strength segment today. This is where we train the body, not just for the muscle, but we train for stabilization, for coordination, we train for power that I can use every day. And all the things that we're doing, yes, we're training the body, and you see that here as we're moving, but those things also, these concepts also have implications for all the things that we do, right? In every area of our life. In fact, today on our community meetup that we do once a month, I was talking to our community members, and I was telling them that the concept of the core, the foundation, the base is so important that we sometimes miss it. If we get the core strong, if we get the core solid, if we get the base where it needs to be, then all the other things that we do, all the exercises, all the routines, all the movements that we do are more successful because we've kept our core, we've solidified it, we've strengthened it. And so what we're doing now is we're going to just solidify that. So we're going to do a one round circuit. And in the circuit, we're actually doing several of the things that we did, right? We're going to do the air squats. We're going to do the forward reach, which we just did. We're going to do dumbbell curls, and we're going to do the leg extensions, okay? So once again, air squats, forward reach, dumbbell curls, and the leg extensions. So let's go ahead and let's start. I want to do the air squats, okay? Now, doing the air squats, there is a technique to it. Now, I am still working on my technique because I have some limitations, and you'll see as I go down, my back is not as straight as it should be, and you may have some things as well. This is when we talked about we're aiming for what? We're aiming for not perfection, but we're aiming for intention. And so we are going to do the intention the best we can. Now, if you don't have any limitations and your back can be straight, let's go ahead and do that. But for those of you who may have some issues, or even as we're doing the squats, you may have to do a modified squat where you're actually holding on to a chair or to a wall or something to bring you down. That's okay, because we start where we are. So let's go ahead and do that. And so the squat, remember, our feet are shoulder width or slightly apart. And we're going to be pretending like we're sitting on a chair, right? Sitting on a chair, because the bottom goes down, and then we bring our body down with our chest as straight as possible, and we're trying to bring our thighs parallel to the ground, okay? And so that's the movement. So we're going to go down as much as possible, and that's 2. We're going to do 10 of these, and down, and 3, and going down, and 4, and down, and 5, and down, and 6. We got 4 more to go. Down, 3 more to go, and down, 4 more to go. 2 more to go, and down, and 1 more to go, and down. All right, so that's our air squats, And so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the forward reach like we just did for our warm up. And this time, instead of holding it for 3 seconds, we're gonna hold that for 5 seconds, right? So remember, we're tensing up as we get there, we're activating our core, and let's go ahead and get started. And we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're back. And one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? All right, so next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our dumbbells. We're gonna do some curls. And if you don't have dumbbells, you can actually do isometric. You can do some isometric holds here. And so isometric holds really are just kind of, it's basically tensing, right? Because you don't have any weights, they're gonna cause your muscles to elongate. And so you're basically tensing up at this point. But I have some dumbbells that we're gonna use here. And let's see, I was out here earlier with my son. And so let's go ahead and let's grab these guys. And so this one we're gonna do 5 reps. We're gonna do some curls, dumbbell curls. We're gonna do 5 reps of these. And there's an interesting exercise that I was doing with him. Maybe I'll show you that at the end. If you, right, just hang around with us, right? And so we're gonna do 5 reps of this, right? So 1, and we've tensed up, we've activated our core. 2, and as I'm doing this, I'm letting the muscle do this. 3, 4, and 5. Okay? So I'm going to change weights here for a minute because I want to show you one of the exercises that I was doing with him. And it's one that you can begin incorporating. And it really is, we've done I think we did the hammer curls a couple of episodes ago. If not, we'll come back and we'll do it. But this one really just takes the dumbbells, and you're starting out with, because we don't want heavy weights until we get the form right, okay? So this one really is, I'm coming up, over my head. Let me step back. I'm touching the dumbbells over my head, bringing back, bringing down, and down. That's 1. And then up, touching together, back to the sides, down to the shoulders, and then down. That's 2. Up to the shoulders, up, together, back, down, that's 3. And up to the shoulders, up, touch, back to the shoulders, that's 4. And up, 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 touch, back to the sides, to the shoulders, and down, that's 5. Now, the reason I showed you that is actually a combination of different exercises, right? And so, as we're learning here, combinations are very good because, for instance, that in that combination, I've got my core that I'm working on, I've got my forearms, I've got my triceps, I've got my biceps, I've got my latissimus dorsi, which is these guys up here, and all of those are working to help me get a pretty extensive body workout. And when you combine, you get the benefits of that, okay? And so now I want you to pick up, get your dumbbells like we just did. And like I said, if you can't do that, you want to get the isometrics and you just want to flex. Now let's go ahead and then move from our strength to our strategy segment. So we're going to shift a little bit because showing up is great, but you got to have a plan. You got to have a plan. And so the idea here is just what I just described, is stacking. So what we've been doing is we've stacked several of the activities, several of the exercises, several of the routines that we've done with the air squats, the forward reach, the dumbbells, and the, let's see, did I do that? Yeah, and the dumbbells, right? So all of those. So isometric holds if you can't do that. And so we don't have to reinvent anything, right? We talked about that last night, right? We didn't have to reinvent anything. All we have to do is make sure that we have the form properly, we have the rhythm, and now we've taken that rhythm and we've combined them, and we get additional benefit, right? When we do one exercise, great, but now that we've put them together, now we have a supercharged routine that we can do. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about what that means for you here in just a little while. So mindset. Now let's go to our mindset. Because mindset is the engine that drives everything. What we believe, we can build. And today we're building belief. Today's mindset is you've already built it. Use it. Now combine it. Right? So the strength was the exercises that we do, the air squat, the forward reach, the dumbbells, and let's see, did I miss one? Forward reach, air squats, dumbbells. I'll come back to it. So that was the strength. The strategy is the concept of stacking. And now the mindset is you've already created, you've already been doing, you've already walked through each of the things that we've done. And now the idea is putting them all together and combine them. So confidence is not loud, it's layered. It's about the consistent use, the consistent adding, the consistent combining of the things that we're doing. You've done reps, right? You've done reps. You've done the legs. That's what I needed to do. See? You guys didn't remind me. So the leg raises. So let's go ahead and let's do that now. And so the leg raises, remember what we're doing is we're supporting our back, and each of the legs, we're going to activate our core, and then we're going to lift as high as we can, right, and up, and then to the opposite side. And we're going to hold this for 5 seconds, right, 5 seconds, right? So up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down, and the next side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4. And then one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So the routine that we just did, is taking 4 of the exercises, the air squats, the forward reach, the dumbbells, and the knee extensions, and putting that into a circuit, right? Putting that into a circuit, doing those back to back to back. What we did before, well, we did one, we took a break between it, we did several reps of that, we did several sets of that with reps. And we did one thing at a time. And now we're saying that we can combine those, and that gives you a fuller body workout. Because as we did that, we got the leg, the squats, that works with the lower body. It helps with core. It helps with base. It helps with well, lots of the muscles, right? Quads, glutes, hamstrings, the leg muscles, the ankles. When we did the knee extension, that works our quads, works our glutes as well, works our core. When we did the forward reach, that did our pecs, our biceps, our triceps. All of those muscles are activated there. And of course, when we did the dumbbells, right, we're also doing those. The reason I did the other one, where we did a combination of things, right? We did the curls up to the shoulder, basically a press up and then back down, right? So that was an example of a combination exercise that we do where we combine several things. So that's the idea. And so you don't have to, like I said, reinvent the wheel every day. Just reinforce the rhythm that you've built. So as we've gone through this week, we've learned several things, right? And we are putting them all together, right? As we continue through the course of the episodes for this week, we'll continue reinforcing that concept because we want the things that you're doing, the things that you learned this week, to become solidified. We don't just want them to be something that you do once and then you kind of put it on the shelf. We want this to be something that you are doing on a continuous basis, okay? So here is your strength step for today. What I want you to do is I want you to build your own 2-minute strength routine, your strength flow. Like we did air squats, we did the forward reach, we did the dumbbell curls, we did the extended, the seated leg extensions, right? Remember, we also, in our routine, in our warm up, we did the cross body leg swing, right? That's one that you can add to your routine. We also did the, what else did we do? Oh, we did the twirls, right? The arm twirls. That's one you can also add to your routine. We did the forward reach, of course, and we did not today, right? But we did the curls. Right? We did the regular curls. We did the hammer curls. Right? So what I want you to do is I want you to build a 2-minute routine using any of the exercises, any of the routines, any of the procedures that we've done. And I want you to do it today. Right? I don't want you to say, oh, I'm going to put that together next week. No. What I want you to do is that's going to be a part of your routine. As we continue here, we will continue doing and working and learning and building new routines, showing you some new things. But I want you, when you get to day number 100, as we get to the end of the series, I want you to have built a routine that you've been working on, one that you've tweaked, one that you've put together, one that you've tried, because we're going to be trying it. So here in this space, we're putting together, we're learning, right? But in your private time, like I said, I want this to be incorporated. So you're at the house and there's nothing going on. You've already been with us in the morning. Why not do another 2 minutes, right? Anything you can do for 2 minutes, any behavior that you can do for 2 minutes, you can do it right now, right? So begin putting that together, and I want you to try that today, right? Not tomorrow, not next week, not waiting down the road, right? We've done enough so that you can actually put your own together. So you can do it while you're watching TV. You can do it if it's raining outside and you can't get out, you can't get to the gym. There we go. Boom. There it is. Okay? All right. So let's go ahead, and I want to do 2 more things. I want to talk about one of the fundamental concepts that I hope that you are getting. And this is the idea that tension, controlled tension, brings growth. Controlled tension brings growth. As you are moving through this space, as we are working to tone, as we're working to get stronger, the temptation is going to be that If something is challenging, so you're lifting, right? You got the dumbbells, or if you have barbells at home, or we're doing the squats. If it becomes a little tense, or you start to feel some twinges, or you start to feel some burning, the temptation is going to be to say that I should not be doing this. This is not for me. That means that something is wrong. And that is not the case, because we grow under tension. Muscles grow under tension. One of the concepts I've been trying to work with my son on. And as we're lifting, I'm saying that to him. Remember, what are we? I ask him. I say, okay, what causes growth? And he'll say controlled tension. So even as you're doing all of the movements, right? As you're lifting, as you're doing those curls, as you're doing the hammer curls, as you're doing the squats, right? You want to make sure that you are in control. You're not just letting the body twist and turn, and you're not just swinging weights around and using your body to swing it. The muscles that we're targeting are the muscles that we want to engage as we move there. Now, that has implications, not just here in this space for exercise. It has implications in every area of your life. On your job, at school, in your relationships, in your finances, right? We talked about the domains of health, domains of wellness, domains of health, and all of those domains, in all of those domains, you can apply this concept that controlled tension causes growth. I want you to remember that. Today, we've been talking about strength in combination in the different things that we're doing and putting them together. And if we are in rhythm, alignment, and we have structure, then we're more likely to be successful. Hey, you know what? Can I say it? Can I say it? You know what you've done? This is day number 6. This is day number 6. You showed up for 6 days. You've proven that you are willing to do what it takes. You have 6 days now of history that says that you're trustworthy. You have 6 days now of history that says, I am concerned about my health. You have 6 days worth of history that says that when I need something to show what I've done, what I've been successful at, I can point at this. You have 6 days now of history that your inner coach can use when the inner critic begins to tell you about the doubts that you can't, you won't be able to, you never. You can say, wait a minute, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've proven that I'm trustworthy. I'm proven that I'm willing to do what it takes. I've proven that I am concerned about my health. And that gives us direction, it gives us energy, and it gives us focus. Remember, limitless living is what we're working on. We're not just talking about today, but we're talking about long term. As we are in this space, strength, strategy, and mindset, we are creating and we're developing our body to take us in our health as far as we possibly can. And the things that we learn here, we can apply to every area of our lives. Thank you for being with me. This is Dr. Dwain Woode. That's Wood with an E. The E stands for endocrinology, and I educate, I empower, and I encourage you to take charge of your health and your life, avoid complications, go to the next level. We're creating the life we've always wanted. And we are living limitless lives, which says that we're not allowing anything from outside or anything from inside to prevent us from doing what we need to do. We're presenting our best self, our best health, and our best plans for our lives to be successful. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow on day number 7.